Ali Mccoist has got the battle fever on. Welcome back to Fog Football. It is Friday. The split begins this weekend with games on Saturday, but we're talking about the games on Sunday as Rangers travel to Paisley, short trip, and Celtic travel to Dundee. Is it going to be raining in Dundee? That is actually a key question. It's almost like the Rangers debacle at Dens Park has been put behind us, and we've almost forgot that Dundee have got a pitch that's pish. But to be fair, it's not rained recently. I feel like the weather's been no bad the past week or two. I'll say maybe not week or two. Past week, we'll go the past week. I'm going to check the Dundee weather. Yeah, looks like it's not going to rain in Dundee. Well, it's actually raining right now in Dundee, but it's not going to rain the weekend, so that seems like that game will go ahead. And to be honest, I would rather it go ahead. I know people say, oh, it messes up psychologically and all that things, but man, I just want Rangers and Celtic to be able to play their games roughly at the same time and see where we stand going into these latter stages. But Mccoist, he thinks Rangers stand potentially on title 56, and he says they better believe they can still win the title. Now, I've been a bit soul destroyed the past couple of weeks. I thought Rangers have kind of thrown it, and I still think like that. I think what we'll be telling, if Rangers go and beat St Mirren and beat Kelly, right, see the next two games, if Rangers go and comprehensively beat those two, even forget about the Celtic games, the two Celtic games against Dundee and Hearts, if Rangers go and convincingly beat St Mirren and Kelly and show what they've shown pre-March, I'll be relatively confident going into Parkhead. I'll say relatively confident. I don't mean I'll be, expecting a win, but I'll be confident in the sense of I hope we won't get battered sort of thing. Because I'll admit, I've been way too confident. See the last three Old Firms, man. It's like the injury crisis with Celtic had in the first one at centre back. Then the second one was, it's Clement's first game, Rangers. The forms with Rangers, Celtic have kind of slipped. Then the third one, it's like, it's Ibrox or Rangers. So I'm not going to get my hopes up too much, but Rangers need to at least not lose that Old Firm. I mean, realistically, we need to win it, but, we'll have to wait and see. But this is what he told the Football Fancast. He says, I genuinely do Rangers think Rangers can win the league. They're second favourites, make no mistake about it, but you look at Celtic's form up until recently was a bit erratic too, dropping points in places you wouldn't imagine dropping points, and it's now getting to the stage where it's against the top six. And so, the big question is, are Rangers capable of winning at Celtic Park? Yes, they are. Would it be very difficult? Yes. Would it be very difficult? But they're capable of doing it. Can Celtic drop other points? You better believe it. I mean, Kelly have taken all sorts of points off Celtic this season, and Kelly have taken points off Rangers. Hearts have taken points off Rangers and Celtic. Well, right, Mccoist, come on. Hearts have taken 8 points off Rangers. But that is the key thing here. It's the fact that Celtic have got to play Hearts and Kelly for me. That is either side of the Old Firm. Those 3 games will decide the league title. I know there's only 5 games to go and I'm picking the 3 hardest ones, but here, that makes logical sense. He says, so is Rangers' dream still alive? You better believe it's still alive. They had the favourites tag maybe 3 weeks ago. They've lost that's for sure, but it's still not beyond them. And that's the key thing, right? See, if you flip the positions, obviously Rangers would still be favourite, but I still think there would be a lot more optimism. I think Rodgers would be his collar would be getting felt. You know what I mean? He'd be a wee bit under the press, the heat, the Bunsen burner, the light, whatever. But I still think if Celtic were 3 points behind Rangers with 5 points to go, in terms of like a neutral perspective, I still think there would be a lot more like, this title fight's alive. I feel like because Rangers have slipped behind, because, in recent years, Rangers only won 1 title. It's been pish. It's not been good enough. And it's like, even during 55, I remember being like 12, 13, 14 points clear, whatever, and I'm still thinking, fuck, are these bastards going to slip up here? So, if you're thinking that at those sort of points clear, what are you going to be thinking when you're only 3? So I think if it was flipped, it would definitely be getting talked about, so it's still more of a title fight. I mean, it still is to a degree, but we'll have to wait and see. All Rangers have got to do is put the pressure on. They play first on Sunday, they've got to beat Paisley and put a bit of pressure on Celtic going into Sunday. That's what they've got to do. Then the next weekend, of course, Celtic have got they can put pressure on by beating Hearts, but yeah, football's a funny old business, man. For me, my faith levels about Rangers winning the league are pretty low. But see the next 2 games, maybe Celtic slip up at Dens Park and then the pressure's on them at home against Hearts, and maybe Lawrence Shankland whips out a performance, and you never know, maybe Rangers can be ahead going into the game at Parkhead. Wishful thinking, but not impossible thinking. So until next time, leave your thoughts down below and peace.